The moment we stepped inside, I sensed something was off. The bass of the music thumped low, conversations overlapped in chaotic waves, and the chandelier's sparkling lights seemed to illuminate everyone except me. Claire's hand slipped from mine almost immediately. No glance, no smile, just a quiet detachment as she melted into the crowd, as if she'd been waiting all week for a reason to vanish. I was suddenly a stranger beside my own wife. 6 years of marriage, and I thought I knew her. Her laughter, her quirks, how she despised cilantro yet craved spice. But the woman before me that night didn't feel like mine. She belonged to everyone else. Claire leaned in close to friends, whispered jokes that drew laughter, lightly touched a man's arm while he spoke. She tilted her head just so, smiled just enough to make my chest tighten, and I was invisible. I drifted toward the corner, pretending to scroll through my phone, but inside I was burning with the sting of being erased, one polite smile at a time. "Drink?" a server asked. I nodded, took the glass, but it was empty in my mouth because all I could see was Claire, throwing her head back, laughing in a way I hadn't heard with me in months. 10 minutes passed. 20. Almost an hour. Not once did she search for me. Not once did she acknowledge me hovering at the edges of her world. I couldn't stand it any longer. I set my untouched drink down, pushed through the throng, and stepped into the cool night air. The silence outside felt like relief. I walked to the car, sat behind the wheel, and let the engine idle cold. My grip on the steering wheel was so tight my knuckles ached. I wanted to drive away, never look back. But something, hope, denial, maybe both, kept me frozen in place. Then my phone buzzed. A single word lit up the screen. "Come." My heart leapt in stupid desperation. She noticed me. She wanted me. Maybe I'd overreacted. Maybe she was waiting for me. Maybe. But no. I recognized that tone, her little shortcuts. This wasn't meant for me. My thumb hovered over the screen. Then I shoved the phone into my pocket and stepped back toward the house. The party still roared inside. No one noticed me slip in, but Claire wasn't where I'd left her. She wasn't among her friends, or by the drinks. My chest tightened as I scanned the room. Then I caught movement down the hall. Her dress flowed behind her as she vanished into a side room, phone in hand. I followed quietly, each step heavier than the last, dragging my heart behind me. The door at the end of the hall was slightly ajar. I froze, pulse hammering. Through the crack, I saw her. Claire wasn't alone. A tall, broad-shouldered man, the one she'd laughed with earlier, stood impossibly close. Her phone buzzed in her hand, and she smiled up at him. "See, he'll come," she whispered, voice soft, almost teasing. My stomach twisted. I pressed closer, needing to hear, even though every word was a knife. "You sure?" the man murmured. "Of course," she said, slipping her phone into her purse. "He always does. That's the problem. He'll never leave me. Not until I make him." The room spun. My breath came shallow and ragged. I should have stormed in, screamed, demanded the truth. But I couldn't. I stood frozen, watching my marriage unravel. Her hand brushed his chest. He leaned in. I turned away before the betrayal could burn itself permanently into my memory. Outside, the night air hit me like a slap. My hand shook as I fumbled for the keys. Somehow I managed to drive. I don't remember the streets, only the blur of the road beneath me, tears stinging my eyes. At home, silence felt like a coffin. Her words echoed. "He'll never leave me. Not until I make him." That was it. I wasn't a husband anymore. I was a burden, a man to manipulate, discard, and push aside whenever convenient. Hours crawled by. At 2 a.m., the door clicked open. Claire stepped in, heels dangling from her fingers. She froze at the sight of me. "James," she said, startled. "You left." I stared, letting the silence press down. Her confidence faltered under my gaze. "Why didn't you answer my text?" I let out a bitter laugh. "Your text? That wasn't for me." Her face went pale. "Don't," I whispered. "Don't lie. I heard you. I heard everything." Her lips parted, excuses trembling at the edge, but nothing came. Silence, thick and suffocating, filled the space. Finally, she sank into the chair across from me, eyes glistening. James, it's not what you think. I slammed my hand on the table, sharp and final. Don't insult me with that. 6 years, Claire. 6 years of my life, of trust, of love, and you throw it away like I'm nothing. Her tears fell freely. Mine had hardened into something else. You know what hurts the most, I said, voice low and steady. It's not that you cheated. It's not even that you lied. It's that you thought I'd never leave. That you could do this and I'd just stay. Her sob broke the air between us. I didn't move. I rose from the chair, scraping it back. You've said enough. She reached for me, desperate, but I stepped away. For once, I wasn't chasing. That night, I packed a bag. Not everything, just enough. Clothes, essentials, the things that mattered most. As I zipped it shut, she whispered from the doorway, voice cracking, James, please don't go. I paused back to her. Then I turned, meeting her eyes one last time. No, Claire. This time, you don't get to tell me when to come. I walked out. The door closed behind me with finality I felt in my bones. For the first time in months, maybe years, I wasn't invisible. I wasn't wallpaper. I was free.